The top stories tonight in Y News. The Department of Labor and Employment speaks on the call to increase the minimum wage to solve high inflation in the country. The Bureau of Corrections reveals that there are no mass graves inside the new Bilibid Prison. Get updates on the movement of Tropical Storm Goring as it gains strength in the East Philippine Sea. And find out the factors and events that might have contributed to the sudden loss of a private jet's transponder signal and the tragic plane crash that claimed the lives of mercenary leader and associates in Russia. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Thursday, the 24th of August, 2023. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am William Theo. First in the news, the Department of Labor and Employment admits that the current minimum wage in the country today is not sufficient for Filipino workers. DOLE assured that interventions are being done to achieve living wage for laborers. JP Nunez will tell us why.
In today's budget deliberation of the House Committee on Appropriations on the 2024 proposed budget of the Department of Labor and Employment or DOLE, Gabriela Party List Representative Arlene Brosas pointed out that it is the department's duty to ensure that Filipinos receive a living wage in their jobs. The lawmaker cited the suggestion of the Ibon Foundation that a living wage or compensation sufficient to sustain a family's livelihood should be 1,200 pesos a day. The DOLE recognizes that the current minimum wage of 610 pesos in the National Capital Region is insufficient.
Alam po namin hindi nakasasapat, no? At yan naman po ay siguro hindi naman natin dapat na ipagkaila. Kaya nga po tuloy-tuloy yung mga interventions na ginagawa.
Labor Secretary Bienvenido Laguesma assured that they are implementing interventions to achieve a living wage for Filipino workers.
Hindi po namin nakakalimutan yung direksyon na dapat po dumating ang pagkakataon at panahon na yung pong ating pangarap ng living wage para po sa ating mga mamamayan ay magkaroon po ng katuparan. Meron po kaming sinusundan na roadmap din patungo diyan.
Representative Brosas also called the department's attention to expedite the pending wage hike petitions across different regions in the country, given the increasing prices of basic commodities.
20 pesos ang hinihiling natin, pero 20 pesos na cup ng rice ang meron tayo ngayon. Matindi yung presyo ng langis, nagpapatuloy ang food crisis, pero wala pa ring malinaw na posisyon kaugnay sa dagdag na sahod.
However, the department stated that the approval of the wage hikes will still be under deliberation and hearings on the petitions are scheduled.
Bigyan lang niyo po kami ng konting panahon kasi hindi naman po batay po sa proseso ng Department of Labor and Employment na kung saan kinikilala ang tripartism, dapat po namin pakinggan ang mga manggagawa, ang kinatawan ng manggagawa at saka namumuhunan.
Whether the decision of the board is to issue wage order this month or not, it's really up to the board. What we can do is really to provide technical assistance to them.
DOLE's proposed budget for 2024 has been cut by 7 billion pesos, a 14% decrease from the approved 47 billion pesos for fiscal year 2023 in the General Appropriations Act. JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin has instructed DOJ Secretary Crispin Rimulya and Bureau of Immigration Commissioner Norman Tansinco to immediately process the summary deportation of 231 foreign nationals who were apprehended at the POGO hub in SA Rivendell Global Gaming in Pasay City on August 1st due to their involvement in a scam. In a separate memorandum, the Secretary also directed the Anti-Money Laundering Council or AMLAC to freeze the assets of SA Rivendell Global Gaming, including the SKK building and all vehicles found within the vicinity of the POGO Hub building. The Bureau of Immigration has also issued a commitment order to transfer 8 high-value foreign nationals to the BJMP facility in Pasay City Jail from the Immigration Detention Center. The search for the escaped foreign national from the POGO, Lin Guwei, continues.
Yes, we're doing that now. Yes, ang ginagawa na, inumpisahan na naman yan eh. Inumpisahan yan. Meron kaming gusto palipat na kasi charged na naman sila. Pwede na. Tsaka meron na namang ano yan. May mga warrant na yan eh. May mga warrant na. Basta may warrant na, may commitment order na, nililipat na namin. Kasi yun talaga yung ano eh. Yun na may pondo para magpakain ng tao tsaka mag-house ng tao eh. Ano to eh. We have to act on an ad hoc basis because it is one of our duties to make sure that the law is implemented.
Meanwhile, authorities formed a tracker team to conduct a manhunt operation against an alleged missing Philippine offshore gaming operator's employee in a POGO hub in Pasay City. The Department of Justice or DOJ stressed they will look for the suspect at all costs for his illegal acts. The DOJ has also ordered an investigation on the said incident and will possibly show cause individuals who may be liable for the possible escape of the subject.
Pero as of right now, masyado maaga, hindi natin masasabi kung talagang pinalaya or pinabayaan. Wala po namang evidence of negligence, no? So tignan po natin sa investigation.
The Bureau of Corrections has confirmed that there are no mass graves inside the new Bilibid Prison or NBP. Dante Amento explains why.
Bureau of Corrections or BuCor Director General Gregorio Pio Catapang Jr. revealed they have received the result of the forensic examination by the University of the Philippines or UP experts. This is over the suspected human bone found inside a septic tank in the maximum security compound of the new Bilibid Prison or NBP. And it confirmed the findings by the National Bureau of Investigation or NBI that the bone was not from a human.
Na forensic yun, pero hindi raw siya human remains. Hindi naman eh, wala naman mass grave eh. So we already submitted to DOJ and then Congress na finally na-resolve na yung issue. Kung wala naman talagang mass grave, di so be it.
Meanwhile, the Department of Justice or DOJ said it is now time to move forward. There are programs in the Bureau that need realization. These include the decongestion of the correctional institutions in the country, particularly the NBP.
Well, siyempre, relieved din tayo dahil ang tinatakutan natin na may ganong klaseng problema ay wala naman pala. So we hope no na patuloy na lang yung mga reforma ho natin, hindi na tayo lilingon sa likod, kundi titingin na tayo sa future natin.
Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And for the news abroad, in a tragic turn of events, Yevgeny Prigozhin, a prominent figure known for leading the Wagner private military company and orchestrating a brief armed rebellion against Russian military earlier this year, has lost his life in a plane crash near Moscow on Wednesday. Paul Gachalian tells us why live. Yes, Paul, good evening.
Good evening, Giona. The ill-fated plane transporting 3 pilots and 7 passengers was en route from Moscow to St. Petersburg when it tragically crashed on Wednesday, August 23, approximately 300 kilometers north of Moscow, as Russia's Civil Aviation Agency swiftly confirmed Prigozhin's presence on the flight. According to the flight tracking data analyzed by the Associated Press, revealed the takeoff of a private jet associated with Prigozhin followed by a sudden loss of its transponder signal. Later on, an image shared on a pro-Wagner social media channel displayed burning wreckage with a partial tail number corresponding to the linked jet, and video circulating captured the distressing sight of the plane descending amidst a cloud of smoke, suggesting the possibility of severe damage or a mid-flight explosion involving the loss of a wing. This aviation tragedy follows closely on the heels of reports indicating the removal of a high-ranking general connected to Prigozhin from his position as the Air Force commander, thus garnering suspicions due to the Prigozhin's controversial past and his role in the mutiny, as President Vladimir Putin had condemned the rebellion, labeling it as treason. Yet charges against Prigozhin were surprisingly dropped, allowing him to retreat to Belarus and periodically reappear in Russia. President Joe Biden expressed a lack of surprise at the incident, while Kara Giles, a Russia expert, cautioned against quick assumption due to Prigozhin's history of using aliases to conceal his movement. Meanwhile, the timing of this tragic crash coincided with President Vladimir Putin's commemoration of the Battle of Kursk, during which he praised Russia's special military operation in Ukraine, as the incident serves to refocus attention on Prigozhin's controversial legacy and the shadowy world of private military contractors. Back to you, Giona.
Thank you, Paul, for that live report. India made a history by successfully landing on the moon's south pole, days after a Russian spacecraft crashed trying to reach the area. RK Lyorka has this report.
India's Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft has become the first country to land near the moon's south pole just less than a week after Russia's Luna 25 mission failed. Chandrayaan, which means moon vehicle in Sanskrit, blasted off from Earth on July 14, where it made several maneuvers around the Earth and Moon and finally landed the lunar South Pole on August 23. Scientists and officials in the Mission Control Center erupted in cheers as it lands on the part of the moon, as well as India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi saying India now being on the moon is phenomenal and is such a victory cry for India while waving Indian flag. Scientists say the mission has just started, as the spacecraft is expected to remain functional for 2 weeks and will run series of experiments, including a spectrometer analysis of the mineral composition of the lunar surface. After India's second attempt to land a spacecraft on the moon, the country has now been in the league of space powers because of this success, being the fourth country to successfully land on the moon, following US, China, and the former Soviet Union. RK Lyorka, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, William.
Thank you, Giona. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook. Tropical cyclone Goring gained strength and now has intensified into a tropical storm category. As of 4 p.m. today, August 24, it was located at 265 kilometers east of Basco, Batanes. It is packing with maximum sustained winds of 75 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 90 kilometers per hour. Tropical storm Goring is moving to northwestward direction at 10 kilometers per hour. Philippine Weather Bureau Pagasa said that tropical cyclone wind signal may be raised tonight or tomorrow morning. Goring is expected to stay in the East Philippine Sea for a few days because the forecast track is looping. The trough of tropical storm Goring will bring scattered rain showers and thunderstorms in Car and Cagayan Valley. Due to the effect of southwest monsoon, the same weather conditions will be experienced over Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon, Western Visayas, and Zamboanga Peninsula. Goring is expected to intensify the southwest this weekend and may bring rains over most parts of the country. A lawmaker claims the Philippines has gained another big ally on the issue on the West Philippine Sea. Senator Francis Tolentino says India supports the Philippines in the ongoing maritime dispute against China. However, the senator clarifies he only got a few information on the said matter.
The big country has agreed to join us and sided with us in what we're fighting for. It has not yet reached that level of intention that they will have joint patrol. But they're siding with us because they believe that what we're doing is correct.
And in other global news, Rudy Giuliani has surrendered to an Atlanta jail on charges connected to efforts to overturn former President Donald Trump's defeat in the 2020 presidential election. Jane Robles will tell us why.
The former mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani, along with former United States President Donald Trump and 17 others were indicted last week in Georgia. According to Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis, they were involved in a wide-ranging conspiracy to defy the will of the voters after the Republican president lost to Democrat Joe Biden in November 2020. Bond was set at $150,000 US, second only to Trump's $200,000 US. Giuliani is charged with leading Trump's initiatives to persuade Georgia lawmakers and other electors in closely contested states to disregard the decision of the people and unlawfully appoint electors who support Trump. On Wednesday morning, U.S. time August 23, as he was leaving his New York apartment, Giuliani declared that he had been fighting for justice ever since he began assisting Trump. The early front-runner in the 2024 Republican presidential primary, Donald Trump, has declared his intention to surrender at the Fulton County Jail on Thursday. Along with his allies, he has strongly criticized Democratic District Attorney Willis and claimed that the investigation is politically motivated. Giuliani criticized the indictment of lawyers who had worked for Trump in addition to himself, claiming that the court system was being politicized. He further emphasized that some of those charged are not household names. According to Attorney Willis, the individuals indicted last week in the election subversion case have until Friday at noon to present themselves up. Before the defendants turn themselves in at the jail, her team has been negotiating bond amounts and conditions with the defendants' lawyers. Jane Robles, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Giona Pravado, live from London, United Kingdom. Good evening.
Only 5 days left before students return to school. Officials of some institutions in the National Capital Region, or NCR, were still repairing classroom materials and facilities in preparation for the upcoming opening of classes on Tuesday, August 29. There are sufficient learning materials for nearly 4,000 students at the Bagong Barrio National High School. Meanwhile, the Mayor Simplicio Manalo National High School has requested a water tank from the local government of Pateros. The school has also initiated repairs on the water pump to ensure an adequate water supply for the upcoming school year. They have also conducted an inspection to assess and address the cracks in some of the school buildings left by the previous earthquake.
Masasabi ko na kompleto naman kami sa facilities, pero may ilang kaming mga facilities na kailangan din talagang ma-repair.
In terms of building, tulad nung dumaang lindol, may mga parte na kailangang i-repair. We coordinated it already with the DPWH. Nagpunta na sila rito for that particular matter. Yung mga upuan naman namin ay kompleto, although may mga ibang mga kinondem na namin.
The Department of Education, or DepEd, said there are more than 100,000 classrooms that were damaged due to recent typhoons and other matters. Meanwhile, based on DepEd's latest enrollment count for school year 2023 to 2024, it has reached over 20,093,611. A group of bright young minds from De La Salle Santiago Zobel School recently embarked on an awe-inspiring journey into the world of space science education, participating in an immersive program at the heart of space exploration in Houston, Texas last June. Gladys Tuabi will tell us why.
With the aim of expanding beyond traditional academic and robotic subjects, De La Salle Santiago Zobel School recognized the transformative potential of space technology education. By fostering a deep understanding of space science and exploration, the school aimed to equip their students with the knowledge and inspiration needed to excel in this dynamic field. The partnership with the Houston Association for Space and Science Education, or HASS, in collaboration with NASA and the United States government, offered students the golden opportunity to experience firsthand the remarkable environment where groundbreaking innovations are born and nurtured.
We want to make sure that we provide them varied opportunities for learning and provide them many situations wherein they can hone their skills and talents that God has given them in all fields, whether it's in arts, academics, sports, leadership, culture, all sorts. We want them to help solve real-world problems. We want them to be positive contributors of our society.
We want the students to have an authentic experience. The learnings that they got in the classroom, in the school, will be used outside. So we want them to have real-life applications of the concepts that they have learned in the classroom or from their teachers. And also we are making sure that they are ready for the jobs of the future.
Throughout the program, these 16 students were exposed to a comprehensive curriculum that encompassed diverse aspects of space science. From immersive simulations to interactive workshops, they delve into various facets of space travel, astronomy, and technology. Guided by experts and astronauts, they learned about the intricate workings of spacecraft, the challenges of life in space, and the mechanics behind planetary exploration.
Most of them are they have master's degree in sciences, and one thing that also could be considered as a highlight is meeting with one of our prominent astronaut, Mr. Michael Fossum in Texas A&M University, where he did a short interview with us. He allowed the kids to ask questions regarding space.
After the camp, we would like them to really share their experiences with other students of how they did science, technology, robotics inside the NASA Space School. And we also would like them to see how will they become in senior high school, also in college, and how will they use these learnings in their future careers.
For these students, the program acted as a beacon guiding them towards their future endeavors.
I was able to discover new things that I wasn't able to do before. The activities were very fun because we were able to meet some astronauts and other scientists also. It can help them because other than learning stuff, they can also make new friends, and there's a lot of opportunities that it can do. Yes.
My best experience was when dissecting the shark, because I was able to cut the shark open with my teammates.
Participants also emphasized how the program fueled their motivation and helped them chart their career path.
It inspired me to become an engineer. I find it fun trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. It puts you in the place of what an engineer would do, and it prepares you.
Someday, I aim to become a neurosurgeon, if God permits. And I hope to apply all the lessons I learned from this training. Trainings like these would really help more students to broaden their knowledge about STEM. I feel like STEM is really important because with all of these topics that we've learned, we get to apply them in our future professions, and we'd be able to help a lot of people.
As these students returned home, they carried with them a heightened determination to make a mark in the world of space exploration. With their dreams now soaring to new heights, the future indeed looks promising for these budding scientists. Gladys Tuabi, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Basketball legend Kaloy Loizaga brought honor to the country as the first Filipino ever inducted into the FIBA Hall of Fame. Meanwhile, Coach Chot Reyes declared that the puso or heart mentality remains anchored in the spirit of Gilas Pilipinas. On the other hand, Coach Steve Kerr stated that Team USA will strive to capture the gold medal. Rina Villamor Camara reports.
World number 2 Team USA arrives in the country ahead of their opening match on Saturday. The team will be playing against Greece, New Zealand, and Jordan in Group C. With Coach Steve Kerr at the helm, they want to make history by getting 6 World Cup titles at the end of this year's FIBA Games.
We're really excited to be here. We can feel the passion of the fans everywhere we go. This is going to be a big event here in the Philippines, and we're thrilled to be part of it. We're going to compete. We're going to play as hard as we can. We're going to try to win a gold medal.
With so much star power in their roster, USA is becoming the crowd favorite. Media surrounded the press conference of the team at the Mall of Asia Arena. Only the former Chicago Bulls sharpshooter and now current mentor of the Golden State Warriors Steve Kerr and New York Knicks Jalen Brunson attended the event. Coach Kerr shared about his memories in World Cup in 1986.
I have great memories of my experience playing in the World Cup in 1986 in Spain, and we won the gold medal. We beat the Russian team by 2 points, I think, or 1 point in the gold medal game. I tore my ACL in the semifinal game, which was obviously a very difficult thing to go through, but to be part of that team, and I have my gold medal and at home, and look at it occasionally. It's a wonderful experience for me.
Coach Steve Kerr's team played 5 tune-up games in Las Vegas, Spain, and United Arab Emirates before heading to the country. In UAE, they also had a fun time exploring the country with their families because, after all, it's vacation time in NBA. Minnesota Timberwolves Anthony Edwards, Los Angeles Lakers Austin Reeves, and Orlando Magic Paolo Banchero will lead a 12-man roster of the team. Meanwhile, the press conference of Gilas Pilipinas, Coach Chot Reyes and Japet Aguilar appeared before the media.
I think puso is still very much present. It's still the anchor of everything we're doing. We always say we fight till we cannot fight anymore for our country with all our hearts. That is what Laban Pilipinas, puso is all about. So that is still what this team is anchored on. The values remain the same. The tactics might differ.
Giving pride also to the Filipinos is Kaloy Loizaga, the first Filipino inductee in the FIBA Hall of Fame. He has given a glittering performance in the international scene in the 1954 World Championships. Also included in the list of inductees are China's skyscraper Yao Ming, Brazilian legend Lamir Marquez, and Spain's Amaya Valdemoro. Rina Villamor Camara, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Our kasangbahay, as the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with the word, giving glory to God, from the book of Proverbs chapter 13, verse 9 and 10. It says, "The light of the righteous rejoiceth, but the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. Only by pride cometh contention, but with a well advised is wisdom." Those are the reasons behind the news, August 24, 2023, reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. And because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am William Theo. We serve the people. We give glory to God.